these are the bones of the hand. Again, we have a right and a left. And remember that in anatomic position, when we were looking at the anterior view of the hands, we are looking at the palm side. So here's our hand, whoops, here's our hand, but in anatomic position, it's going to be flipped over, okay? So the one that you have in your book is this right hand, okay? But we also need to find the bone markings here on the left hand, okay? Now, a handy way to figure out if you're looking at the anterior or posterior side of the hands is you're looking for the curve, okay? So if it's anterior, you're gonna have nice little bowls that you've got there. Okay, you can also look for this bone right here, okay, that sticks up. Okay, that's the pisiform bone or pisiform bone, okay, and he's only on that anterior surface. Okay, so look for him to help you out. All right? Okay, so let's start with the easiest and work our way down to the hardest. Okay, so your fingers or your phalanges are these ends right here, okay? And the phalanges, each of the 4 fingers, you're going to have a distal, okay, the farthest one away, the farthest bone away, the middle, and the proximal phalanges. Okay, and they're numbered from 1 on the thumb all the way to 5 here on your pinky. Now, the thumb is a little bit different because you see there's only 2 bones that are here instead of the 3. So instead of having distal, middle, and proximal, there's only distal and proximal phalanges. Okay? So 1 is always thumb, so 1 through 5 and 1 through 5. Okay, next we're going to come to our 5 metacarpals, and they're just named by numbers based on where they are. So metacarpal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or metacarpal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now the carpals, or the bones of your wrist. It's best to come up with a fun saying that will help you remember the first letters of all these names. So take some time in your group today and see if you can figure out a good way to remember them, okay? But let's start over here with your thumb side. We're gonna start with this one right here. So this is your trapezium. Okay, next in line is your trapezoid right here. Next in line is your capitate, okay? Then your hamate is this big one right here. Okay, then again, our pisiform is going to be on the anterior side right here. Underneath that is the triquetrum bone. Now, in these models, it doesn't separate very well between that pisiform and the triquetrum, but there is a little line right there where there are 2 different bones. Okay, then the next one is the lunate, and then finally this big one over here is the scaphoid. So if we do the same thing on the right hand, okay, we're starting with the thumb, so that is the trapezium, okay, oops, sorry. Then we've got the trapezoid right here. Then we have the capitate, which is big right here, and then the hamate over here, the pisiform up high, but down below it is the triquetrum, then the lunate, and then this big scaphoid on the other side. Okay, then if we flip them over and do the posterior side, again, starting with the thumb, we will see the trapezium, the trapezoid, the capitate, the hamate, okay, and then the triquetrum. The pisiform's still down here, but he's not seen from here, okay, the lunate, and then finally the scaphoid. And then doing this one from thumb side around again, the trapezium, trapezoid, capate, hamate, triquetrum, lunate, and then the big scaphoid there.